Gravity Falls, one of the best, arguably the best, cartoon to ever exist on Disney Channel. I mean, this show was so good, it just inspired waves of other cartoons to copy it. Not like verbatim, but, following its narrative. You know what I'm talking about? That silly, slice of life, kind of it's a little bit unassuming at first. Well, these wacky characters are going on funny adventures with the villain of the week. But along the way, there's a narrative being built up. And yeah, we've seen a lot of shows kind of follow that format ever since. That was a big part of the 2010s. Mad props to Gravity Falls and Adventure Time before it for coining that stuff. I'm sure some folks are like, it was Avatar the 2000s. But as it goes, when you have things that are successful, you have your imitators. I'm talking the ones that weren't inspired, but copied, tat for tat, the success of the winner. And we've seen it before on this channel, lots of times. There was a lot of terrible ripoffs out there. Miracle Star, that was a gumball ripoff. That one was just a milk commercial in disguise. And then we also checked out this thing called Lucky Pie, which was a supposed ripoff of Adventure Time, only for me to discover that it wasn't technically a ripoff, it was more inspired. And here's the cool thing, the folks who made Lucky Pie are making their own original sci-fi animated show now, called Cosmic Travelers. So, take that for what it's worth when it comes to inspiration versus just plagiarism. But unfortunately for today's video, yes, this constitutes as plagiarism. I'm talking about this Russian Gravity Falls ripoff called Valley. I did look it up, Google Translate, it's Valley. It's like V-E-L-I, Valley. But before we get to the actual ripoff, because let me tell you, it is bad. Imagine Go Animate meets mindless writing. Here's a sneak peek of what to expect later in this video, because it gets even worse. Okay, hold up, all right? I need to, get personal here. You know how tiring it is to just do this? The constant subjugation to all of this hot garbage. I've been doing it for years. It absolutely melts my mind. It's tiresome. So I think for now, I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop, take a small nap. Yeah, you all see it coming. This video is brought to you by Helix. Time to bust out some of my top reasons why I love this mattress. All right, here we go. Number 1, Helix continues to make premium mattresses tailored to every one of your unique needs. Number 2, it's all shipped right to your doorstep with free shipping in the continental United States. They package these mattresses in a cartoon factory or something because they fit in a small package that you can just cut open and blah. That's a sound right there. Number 3, the Helix Sleep Quiz. They've created a sleep quiz. That's right, you thought you were done after school. Nope, you're still taking quizzes. They take the sleep quiz that helps you to find the right mattress by answering a few questions. It's the easiest way to figure out the best sleeping solution for you and your loved ones. I got a new little dog. It's on the bed. It loves this mattress. Her name's Jenna, and she's precious. Number 4, people just fall in love with these mattresses. I get separation anxiety whenever I leave my midnight Lux. Am I going to a con? I'm cooked. These hotel mattresses aren't worth a shit. Am I visiting relatives and staying at their place? I'm cooked. Camping? Cooked. I'm dead. I got nothing. No shot in hell. I've been with my Helix for far too long, and after all my weird sleeping habits, it has stood firm, ready for me no matter what. Number 5, Helix has over 20 different mattresses to choose from, including the award-winning Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite collections. Not to mention the Helix plots for big and tall sleepers, as well as the Helix Kids mattress, endorsed by sleep and medical experts. And finally, if you're worried about buying online, Helix offers a 100-day sleep trial. You can sleep on your mattress for up to 3 months. Make sure that you love it. Also included are a 10-year warranty and flexible financing options. So you can come back to a mattress that you know you will absolutely love, 100% guaranteed. Again, a mattress is important. You sleep on it for half your life or something. Make it count, make it good. That is a worthy investment. Also, another reason we love Helix so much here is because they're always so generous with their sales. So if you're in the market for a better mattress, then this is a great time to consider a Helix. Head on over to the link in the description box down below to take advantage of their Labor Day sale and get 25% off. If you missed this promotional sale, then you can still go to helix.com/Saberspark to get 20% off your order. Thanks again to Helix for being an awesome partner of the channel, and now back to the video. Before we get more in depth with the Russian Gravity Falls ripoff, let me just talk about Gravity Falls itself, because it's been having a bit of a resurgence as of late. I'm rewatching it. I feel like this show has aged so well, and it came out during a time when it felt like it could get away with more stuff, which is kind of just crazy to think. I'm like, hey, it came out in the early 2010s. It didn't have that much leeway, did it? And if you would believe, there's that infamous video of Alex Hirsch sharing back and forth emails with the standards and practice of Disney. And let me tell you, even though I feel that some things they were able to get away with in Gravity Falls, there's a ton of stuff where Disney's like, no, these two cops, a little too gay. We don't like that. Change it, please. Let them be a bit more friendly. And it's like Alex Hirsch would constantly go up to bat for his show saying, what's wrong with you, Disney? Why can't you let things be normal? Which I think there was even a moment where they had to remove something off a poster for some episode, and standards and practices we can't let that happen. I'm sorry, we forbid it. Sorry. And Alex Hirsch said fine, we're gonna have SMP not approved instead. And they said you can't do that. And he said take it or leave it. And they're like fine. I love that. I love that Alex just constantly was clapping back at Disney. Good times. I mean, hell, in the early 2010s, we had an episode of Regular Show where Muscle Man had an actual shotgun and was blasting off shots. You probably wouldn't see that nowadays. It'd probably be considered a little bit too uncomfortable to have a cartoon character with an actual rifle shooting it into a forest. Now it's water guns. I guess what I'm trying to say is Gravity Falls came out during what I would consider the last animation revival in television, at least as far as cartoon shows go, because cartoon shows are kind of dead in the water when it comes to at least TV, and we're stuck in this weird transition of does it go onto YouTube? Does it go onto streaming? Both? TikTok? Where do kids even watch cartoons? Do kids even watch cartoons? The answer is yes. And by the way, this is a future video talking about how the entertainment landscape has shifted quite a bit and where it's going and how things are rough right now. But I'll get that to another video. But ultimately, Gravity Falls, its charm, its mystery, its wit, its endearing characters, fantastic. One of the best, honestly, probably the best that Disney Channel ever made. It almost feels too good. How the hell did this come to be? Disney, how did you get so lucky? A kid's version of Twin Peaks, kind of, Sure, I'm here for it. Bill Cipher is one of the most badass villains ever. Where Disney villains disappeared in movies for the most part, at least good ones, we got Bill Cipher, and that counts. My God almighty, does that count. So it's no surprise to see shows like The Owl House, Amphibia. There's just animation was inspired by Gravity Falls and also Adventure Time with expanding their horizons and being we don't have to be just slice of life. We can do that and or have a narrative along the way. And I think that's really cool. Also, it's really funny. Also predicted FNAF and Doki Doki Literary Club or something. It was doing the analog horror stuff before it even existed on YouTube. Gravity Falls, truly cutting edge. Putting that all aside, now we talk about why we're here, this terrible Russian ripoff. It was released 7 years ago on YouTube on a channel called Tazma Pro. It's got 8,000 subscribers on the channel. Nothing really to write home about. And I'll be real, I tried looking more into this, being who made it? Who's the creator or creators, the artists, the writers, who's behind it? And all I could find was at the end of this 7.5 minute long video, being the episode, the voice actor, this Russian lady, for our main character, and her being I'm from some theater, and I'm the voice of this character, and thank you for watching. And it's is that it? Anything else? You click on the sources and the links, and it just leads back to a dead Facebook page for the most part. And the channel does not have that many uploads. It has 5 videos, and that's it. So I feel that in the grand scheme of ripoffs, there are those from, God forbid, Wow Now, which are full-fledged movies, quote unquote. You got things like Miracle Star, which is a ripoff of Gumball, and there's a few episodes of that, actual episodes of the ripoff. But for here, it's this This is a ripoff, but it's barely even a show. I wouldn't even call it a show. It's more of like just a video, just 2 videos, barely. That's all well and good, Saberspark, right? What's it about? Well, it's about a boy named Valley, who is sent by his parents to live in the countryside with his babushka. Kind of, runs parallels with Dipper and Mabel being sent out to Oregon to live with their grunkle Stan. But there are some differences here. There's no twins, at least not in this video. You'll see in the next one that there are twins, ? We'll get to that here in a second. You got our main character, Valley. He was, again, sent out, and where we had grunkle Stan as the guardian, that cantankerous guardian in Gravity Falls, we have like this grandma who looks like Zeus's grandmother from Gravity Falls. Like, look at that. It's quite the common design there, possibly even tracing. Dipper, for this boy, Valley, he looks different enough, but I can kind of see it in the hair, especially in this scene where he's like looking forlornly out the window. That's a tracing, like deliberately, just straight up carbon copy tracing. That's not cool. You got a grunkle Stan character with the hat. You got Gene from Bob's Burgers. That's what he looks like. Look at the older guy who hangs out with like Valley here. He looks like, I was thinking at first, like, this is Zeus, right? No, he looks more like Gene from Bob's Burgers, in my opinion. Though there is a Zeus in the show. He's just in the background. And a Steven Universe lookalike too. All these background characters look like Gravity Fall background characters. Here's where things get interesting. We've got a girl character who looks like Mabel and Pacifica Northwest fused, with the bangs, with the long hair, with the sweater. That's what I see here. And she has a boyfriend? I assume it's a boyfriend with a motorbike, and he doesn't like Valley, kind of how like Robbie from Gravity Falls with Wendy, how he doesn't like Dipper because Dipper has a crush on Wendy. So I see a lot of parallels. I see a lot of common denominators here. And it kind of sucks because I'm like, you could have a concept to show off what it's like in the Russian countryside. That could be very informative and fun and personable. But to do it in this kind of weird-ass Gravity Falls style and borrowing so much from it to the point of plagiarism, that sucks. It's also got some Family Guy energy because there's a lot of cutaway gags in this, again, quote-unquote show. Oh, fun fact, even Alex Hirsch knows about this ripoff. He tweeted about it years ago. That's how you know you really made it. If you made a show that has a ripoff, congrats, you've arrived. Again, visually, this looks more like Go Animate to me. I don't know what the actual animation program is, but look at the Go Animate animation, look at this show. You see what I'm saying? Looks a lot alike to me. God, Go Animate. I thought there would never be anything worse than Go Animate, but then like AI animation and stuff arrived, so I guess I'm eating those words. But at the heart of it all, the question being like the story for Valley, nah, there's just nothing there. It's empty. And I'm not surprised. This is just some stupid YouTube video that is from some cryptic source and some people who just wanted to borrow from it, I suppose, to do their own Russian version, which is funny because you type in Russian Gravity Falls and there's like this fan-made amazing like Russian Gravity Falls intro, which is like within that minute, there's more personality and effort and charm than all these videos, all 2 of them combined. But here's where things get really weird, because the folks who made this ripoff got salty. Years ago, when it was released, a bunch of other YouTubers talked about it and made fun of it. And then the Russians made their second video, which is like a minute long. And it was almost kind of a so there moment where they're like, well, look at Valley now. He's blonde and the style looks completely different. He looks nothing like Dipper. It's not a Gravity Falls ripoff. And now Valley is a travel blog YouTuber. And look at the sidebar, the video he's filming. There's the video that made fun of our original creation. We're not salty, haha, we can laugh at ourselves. Totally not salty. Oh, and by the way, now there are twins. I put on the translation, the captions, and I couldn't really figure out if the boy and girl are brother and sister, like Mabel and Dipper, or if they're like just classmates or friends. I don't know. It's hard to understand. It's again, the entire thing is exceptionally nebulous and cryptic with its origins, its points across the board, like everything. It's just a mystery. That's the only mysterious part about this. Is its creation, not anything else. So overall, folks, this ripoff barely even like counts as a show. It's not. It's just some weird YouTube videos that stole from Gravity Falls, got weird about it, and that's all it really is. Just some weird internet oddity. It's not cool to trace. It's not cool to copy. There's a big difference between like Lucky Pie, which was heavily inspired by Adventure Time and had a lot of effort and talent put into it and was more transformative, versus this or Miracle Star, where it's like, no, you're stealing. You are blatantly stealing from another property. This is derivative. This is copyright infringement. Currently, I'm working on a video talking about every single Pixar ripoff ever, so I know what a ripoff is, unfortunately. And this counts as a ripoff, but thank God it's only like 8 or so minutes long collectively. So overall, those are my thoughts about this, quote-unquote ripoff. It sucks, unsurprisingly, and if I were the folks behind it, if you want to talk about Russia and your culture and what makes you you, then dig into that. We've seen that before with French animation, with Ukrainian. It can be done, and it becomes more sincere and fun in that regard. But to just borrow so heavily from, Gravity Falls and call your show different when it's not really different at all except for being bad, yeah, that is not what makes a quality show. So, folks, I will be back in the future. Give me like 2 weeks. I'm working on this Pixar ripoff video. That is when you're really going to discover the true meaning of bad ripoffs. Pray for me. I'll need it.